Just like a 50 Cent in the Game song, when it comes to the Death Riders, you can hate it or love it. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin Zwicker from Fast Count coming at you. Before I get into this video, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. We are currently in a very interesting position when it comes to the Death Riders. Not too long ago, when I mentioned the Death Riders and how they impacted episodes of Dynamite, I think I speak for a good percentage of people when I say all of the impact that they would have upon episodes of AEW Dynamite were very negative. It felt as if we would be in, on multiple different occasions, where we'd be in the middle of an episode of Dynamite and things seemed to be going in a good way. The show seemed to be popping. Things seemed to be going in a very positive momentum. And as soon as the Death Riders would pop up on our screen, all of that positive momentum would reach a screeching halt. And now, with them being in the position of baby faces, and the fact that they were able to get to this position, not in a forced way, not in a way where we've seen in the past in many different wrestling promotions where it feels like we're being force fed and saying you will like these people or you will figure out a way to like these people. The audience have decided that we want to root for these people and we like what we are currently seeing. And even on the tail end of their heel runs, I felt as if the Death Riders have become more enjoyable, especially Jon Moxley. I think now we are at a point in time where universally, when it comes to the perception that he has amongst the AEW faithful, this is a guy who I think most of the fan base has given their props to and have really given him the praise that I think the guy has deserved. You know, he's somebody who has quite literally given up his body for AEW and its fans. And tonight in this trio street fight against the Callis family, where once again we saw Jon Moxley basically mutilate himself in the middle of that ring. We saw him go up to Don Callis at the end of that match where the Death Riders picked up the W, and he said, "Tell your boy he knows where to find me." And that could be three likely individuals that he mentioned. It could be Kyle Fletcher. It could be Okada, who we saw him defeat in the Continental Classic Finals, or it could be Takeshita. I would be leaning towards it's probably Okada. I think that that is the more logical standpoint of who it makes the most sense when you add the dots together. And I think that these are two guys who, in their first match that they had in the Continental Classic, I felt as if the chemistry worked pretty well. I think that Okada is somebody who, given an opportunity to go up against Jon Moxley again, I think that they would be able to put on a banger. And I think maybe him and Kyle Fletcher would be able to put on a banger as well. You know, them going at it once again, because I feel like their match at World's End was great. Out of the two semifinal matches, I think that that was the better match, Mox and Kyle. So there's two guys who really make the most sense of who it could possibly be again. And if we're just going from the star power perspective, I think Okada makes a lot of sense. If you want to go for the let's run it back again because we saw what these two guys can do in the ring and it was magic, I think Kyle Fletcher makes a lot of sense as well. And I don't feel like there really is a bad choice when it comes to these two guys because, like I just mentioned, both storyline wise, it would make a lot of sense. I personally think that I probably would rather want to see him run it back with Kyle Fletcher again. And Kyle Fletcher is somebody who AEW has made it pretty obvious that they are really priming to be the guy who is going to be next to be on the level of guys like Jon Moxley and Swerve and Hangman and MJF. He is just right there on the edge of being in that upper echelon of main event scenes in AEW. And I feel like maybe getting a big W against Jon Moxley, maybe just a little bit more of that rocket fuel that he needs, to quote Dixie Carter, to get them over the top. I think that Jon Moxley is somebody who has shown on multiple different occasions that he is very unselfish in that way. And he is somebody who has been willing to put AEW as the priority in his mind and his career over his own goals at this point. And just salute to the Mox, bro. And I'm looking forward to seeing who that reveal is. And if I had to be a betting man, I think it's probably going to be Kyle, right? But let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Has your opinion changed on the Death Riders? Are you now a fan? Were you always a fan? Or you're never going to be a fan? Let me know in the comment section, guys. And please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. I am Kevin Zwicker.